All right. We are alive and kicking. Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Well, it's been a few days, folks. Haven't been on here in a few days. So we're catching up, man. We're catching up. Missed my MLW Monday like I usually try to do. I've just been in a bit of a funk the last couple days. And normally I'm not. Normally I'm just, boom, get right on here, talk about whatever, you know. And last couple of days, I wasn't feeling it. I had stuff to talk about, and I don't know what it was. But I'm on here. I'm catching up. It's Luis is in the chat. What is up? Come on in. Sit down. Crack a cold one with the Uncle J-Bone. We are going to catch up on some MLW Fusion from this past weekend. Lots and lots and lots of news to talk about. We're going to touch on a lot of different things tonight, so just got to be patient. We're going to talk about a lot of frustrated people, a lot of rumors, people wanting to leave here, people wanting to leave there, people with one foot out the door already. Some are rumors, some are factual, some are confirmed. Like I said, we're going to cover a lot of different things tonight. Even had a nice little conversation with Sean Ross Sapp tonight. Can you call it a conversation? I don't know. It was a response on Twitter. If you can call that a conversation. I don't know. But anyways. By the way, if you watch the Fightful stuff, I'm just curious. See, first when I started, watching some of the Fightful videos, I don't watch them all. I pick and choose what news things I want to. I watch a lot of the fast ones. At first, I didn't like them. But the guy's actually getting some news bits now. So I'm like, starting to respect him. Not saying he's my favorite. I don't think I have a favorite out there. But as far as news sources, you pick and choose. Like, okay, I believe this guy, I believe that guy. This guy's full of shit. This site's full of shit. It's... But that's one thing. When I come on here, I don't... Number one, I'm not going to whip out my dick like Sean's view. That's number one. Number two is, if I do talk about something on here, I take pride in whatever I'm talking about is factual. I don't make up BS because anybody can do that. And there's plenty of sites that do that. If I'm reporting on something, I will let you. I mean, if I hear a hot topic and I just want to talk about it, I will straight up say whether it's not real or not. And sometimes it's just fun to talk about stuff, and that's okay. But 9 times out of 10, when I'm on here and I'm talking about something hot, I try to make sure it's legit and not just BS, because there's a lot of BS out there. I mean, there is I'd say about a good 95% of the shit out there that's called news is BS. It's all speculation. And what's crazy is they'll take Meltzer and Brian Alvarez's conversation, and they'll be like, well, what if this happened? And what if this happened? And what about that? What if that happened? And they'll make an article of this shit. It's unbelievable. And they'll put it out there and report it as legit facts. It's like, no, it's an opinion. It's a what if. Shut the hell up. It's so embarrassing what wrestling news gets passed off as actual news today. So if you're watching something on here on Smash This Podcast, you can guarantee it's some real shit. Okay? I'm not saying I'm like the best reporter out there. Hell no. I ain't got no sources. I report what I believe is to be factual. And you can usually sniff out the BS. But I take pride in that. So just wanted to start this off by saying that, because there's a lot of crap going around today. That's all I got to say about that. So, all right. We're going to get to the news. We'll get to the hot takes. We're going to start out with some MLW Fusion, and then we'll get in, because that's going to segue into what I'm talking about, because some of the hot stuff that's going on is, some of the hot stuff that's going on has to do with MLW and everything leading into WrestleMania season. Okay, WrestleCon season, all the big shows that are popping up surrounding WrestleMania. It's a hot weekend. Hot weekend. Everyone and anyone is trying to get a little piece of the action and get a show going. And then on top of that, trying to book people for these shows. And that's where it gets hairy, folks. That's where the news comes in. That's where things start to get interesting. So if you're digging the content, if you're new, by all means, if you're new and you're digging it, or you've been here for the umpteenth millionth time and you're digging it, please smash that like button, and don't forget to smash that sub button and ring that bell for notifications so that you know when more of my content hits your screen. Folks, we've had over 40, close to 50 subs over the course of the last month. It's been crazy. I'm not going to call myself the hottest growing YouTuber, because I don't, because I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not. Some people would be like, oh yeah, I'm the hottest thing since white bread. No, I'm not. No, I'm happy that people are starting to come along for the ride. It's been a successful last couple months, and I'm digging it. Hey, we're getting some viewers in there. That's great to see. That's awesome. So let's get into this MLW Fusion. Then we'll get into some hot news. Okay. So this is covering MLW Fusion number 39. Starts out with Tom Lawler sneaking up on a closed session between what sounds like Selena De La Renta and Callahan, arguing about getting paid and not deserving money and all this kind of stuff. Like, Callahan wants to get paid, and Selena basically telling him, you haven't done enough to get paid. You need to go out there and earn what you're demanding. And Tom Lawler's, he's like, oh, are they talking about me? Eavesdropping, pretty funny stuff. And this goes on throughout the whole episode, bits and pieces here and there. So Callahan's looking through, or looking for Tom throughout the building. Total nonstop. Oh man, look at that. YouTube censoring Total Nonstop Impact is in the house. What is up? Jay to the motherfucking boo. That's a new one. What's up, man? Glad you're here. Glad you stopped in. Cheers. But yeah, that was funny. But Callahan trying to find Tom Lawler. Man, Tom has gone through some shit. Seriously. Nice. Have one for me. I haven't had one in decades. Nice. Welcome. Aaron Jack. Oh my goodness. We have a wild Aaron Jack in the chat. Usually comes in after the fact. He is live and in person. What is up? Welcome. We're talking some MLW. Sit down, relax, crack a cold one, roll a fatty or whatever. And well, as long as we're talking about the Tom Lawler Callahan stuff, we'll just talk about this segment, then we'll talk about the matches. So, like I said, Callahan's looking for Tom throughout the building, bits and pieces of this, excerpts throughout the episode. Callahan's like threatening people, getting pissed off at the camera guy he's with. It's funny. I love see watching Callahan in MLW is similar yet different to how he is on Impact. And well, number one, he's got a different crew. He's got a different motive. He's against different people. So it's the same but different, It's just funny. So yeah, he's trying to get paid. He's trying to take someone out. He's trying to, earn that Simon Gotch money. And then when he finally thinks he's found Tom Lawler at the end from, trying to get it from sources throughout the building, he gets in the closet. You hear a ruckus. That's a name. That's a word you don't hear much. You hear a ruckus. They caused a ruckus. It's funny. Like I just dated myself there. Does anyone use that word anymore? I don't think so. I'm showing my age. Anyways, you hear a ruckus in the closet or next room or wherever they are, and out comes Tom Lawler with the hammer that Callahan had, and it's got blood on the end of it, and Tom Lawler licks the blood off the hammer. It's like, oh, we're going there, eh? It's so nasty. You're nasty, Tom. You're filthy. Oh, he's filthy. He's living up to the filthy Tom Lawler. That's what he's doing. Sami Callahan is so entertaining. He is. He is one of the hottest things out there. I know I've said this a million times. I know he's not everyone's cup of tea, but damn. He is turning heads over the course of the last couple of years in professional wrestling. And it doesn't matter where he goes. Doesn't matter where he goes. Chi-Town, MLW. In fact, I think I just heard he's the new AAW champ. So congrats to him on that, getting that belt. Hopefully he gets maybe another belt, 2019, maybe an MLW belt or maybe an Impact Wrestling belt. I'm rooting for him. Guy's hot stuff. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. Let's talk about some matches. First, we get Dragon Lee versus Rich Swann. Wow, this was a fun match. Two very athletic individuals from the middleweight class of MLW. Dragon Lee, newly brought in from MLW. Rich Swann, it's been around for a while. Interesting thing about Rich Swann, though, came out dancing like he usually does. He's always got some kind of groove going on, So, looking like he's set the party, have a good time. Fans reaching out, trying to get that high five. Welcoming Rich Swann to the arena. He's doing his round the ring thing, his entrance, and he is ignoring the fans. Ain't that some shit? He is ignoring the fans. Unbelievable. Gets in the ring, and then in the process of things, communicating with the crowd, basically tells them to kiss his ass. Doing a whole lot of these. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Is Rich Swann turning heel? Oh. Lord have mercy. Hell no. crazy. I think he was just a little more cocky than usual because he is so not the typical. I mean, I would feel like there's got to be some kind of build up to that. For example, in Impact Wrestling, there's this big thing between Callahan and Sammy. Sammy's trying to, like, you know, bring him into the family and, you know, hinting that maybe there might be something in the future there. There's like a rivalry, yet there's a big past. You know, could there be a heel turn for Rich Swann to go to OVE or the dark side? Nothing like that here. Nothing like that here at all. This is just him coming out and just being a cocky son of a bitch. It's crazy. Kings of the Rings podcast is in. Brother from the Rant with Ant family, what is up? Please, folks, we all try to do our parts to promote each other in the rantwithant.com, either on the website or on iTunes. All of us are like all over the place on there. Go check these guys out. Go click on them. Go give them a sub. They've been throwing more stuff on YouTube lately. They're also on iTunes and other audio, you know, wherever you get your audio podcast fix. I'm on there now with the Impact stuff on Sundays. We're all trying to learn how to load the shit up on there. It's crazy. We're all helping each other lately. Chillin' Man just finished the show and got an exclusive interview with an indie wrestler. Do tell. Show coming out this Friday. Be sure to check it out. There you go. Hot take on the Kings of the Rings podcast. Dude, can't wait to check that out. You guys got a good thing going. I've been listening to a few lately. I like the, you know, you guys bouncing stuff off each other. It sounds good. I dig it. What else are we talking about here? Oh, okay. So, hell of a match between Dragon Lee, Rich Swann. Please, if you're not watching MLW on YouTube or on the BN Sport, I always catch it on YouTube because I don't have the BN Sports. Much love, man. Thanks. If you're not watching, please. I mean, it ain't a 3-hour show. This show, seriously, you want to support something new and different in the world of professional wrestling, it's a 1-hour show. Decent storylines, great wrestling. Go check out MLW. These guys put on a hell of a match, and in the end, they showed each other respect. It was nice to see. You know, I mean, the whole heel thing is really out of the realm of Rich Swann. I mean, he always comes out confident and a little cocky, but never heelish. That was really weird, you know? Is it true about the revival could be finished with the WWE? We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that, dude. We're going to get to all the hot takes that are going on over the course of the last couple of days. So just hang on, dude. We are going to get to that. Just got a few more matches to talk about here. We're going to jump. We'll segue into all the contractual news going on all over the place. We'll cover the AEW stuff, the Ring of Honor stuff, the WWE stuff. We'll cover all of it. Brian Pillman Jr. cuts a hell of a promo in the next segment. Against you know, his up and coming nemesis, who he's going to face in the ring next. Can't say nemesis. Oh, there, I said it. Tommy Dreamer, Jiminy Christmas. Oh man. Chris Steele Show says, I wanted to watch MLW and I still plan to, but I'm backed up all the way to the first episode. Oh, dude, I didn't get into the MLW thing. I was behind like, late teens, and then finally got into it and started reviewing it. You don't have to go back that far. I mean, if you have the time sometime and you want to binge watch a bunch, and you can catch up on it certainly. But if you want to watch something that really kicked off the whole shebang, and this is something that I talked about was one of my favorite matches of 2018, okay, was when the revival of MLW. We'll get to the revival of it. Segue. Try the pork. I'll be here all week. No, go check out. It's one of the first matches or things that they featured of 2018. I want to say March. I'm not sure. It's the Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle, Shane Strickland match. It was the end of the finals to find the new MLW champ that kicked off the whole, the new season. At least go watch that, and then you can go back a handful of episodes and kind of catch up. You don't have to go all the way back but there is a lot of good wrestling. I'm not going to lie. And I became fans of a lot of new faces throughout watching this. So, see, Aaron Jack says that match was awesome. It was. Fritz, don't want to mispronounce this. Fretzelmania. Hey, this is Mr. Fretz from the RWA Kings chat. So how are you, good brother? What's up, man? What is up? Oh, so you're one of the Kings guys. Okay, what's happening? Glad you are here. Come on in. Sit down, relax. We're talking some MLW. So yeah, Brian cuts a hell of a promo. His Singapore Cane match with Tommy is a lot of fun. Brian comes out. And he's got 4 or 5 layers on. He's got a t-shirt. He's got an overshirt. He's got a sweatshirt. He's got a poncho or whatever. He's got all these things on. It's hilarious. Just to protect himself so that if he gets hit, it's like armor, horrible version of armor, but nonetheless armor, trying to protect himself from the Singapore cane wax because he knows he's going to get his ass kicked by Tommy. But man, Fritz says love in the Heart Foundation. Yes. Sorry, my Canadian is showing. Hey, don't apologize. There is some good stuff coming out of Canada recently. Do not apologize. But yeah, a lot of fun watching these two. Man, I mean, Brian really gets his ass kicked in this one. He wins it, amazingly. He pulls a fast one on Tommy. Another low blow. Man, Tommy's genitalia have taken just some abuse this year. It's crazy. It's just well, I should say, in particular, in this brand. What is it with the low blows to Tommy? That's just crazy. Tommy Dreamer has Kenny. He borrowed him. That's an alternate universe. No, I'm kidding. That's funny. Oh, man. I think Impact should do a talent share with. They've got a show coming up somewhere over the next couple months that they're doing a co-headlining show with Smash West. Yeah. Oh, my God. I can talk tonight. YouTube censoring my chat again. I'm not going to censor you. That's YouTube. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Impact is doing a show with Smash somewhere over the next couple months. Couldn't tell you when. Check the Twitter page of Smash Wrestling. I'm pretty sure it's on there. Is that a white hair? What the hell was that? Oh my God. We got white hairs coming in now. Not just gray, white hairs. Dear God. Unreal. Everyone's addicted to Tommy streamers. Right? So yeah, Brian gets him with a low blow with the Singapore King stick, and then puts a finisher on him, gets the win. And but yeah, like I said in the chat, the Heart Foundation are doing some great things, and coming soon. Oh, there's some new signees coming to MLW. A couple of guys I'm not familiar with, but I'm looking forward to seeing, because everyone new that I've seen on MLW, they're bringing in decent talent, and they're all different too. That's the great thing. There's like no cookie cutters of anyone that I've seen. It's all new and different. It's really a lot of fun. Bringing in a guy now. Some of you guys may know some of these guys, because I don't. So if you know something about this, drop something in the chat. Tell me about them so I can, learn more. I mean, I can look it up on YouTube too, but I love hearing from my viewers like, oh yeah, I saw that guy wrestle in whatever town, USA, So Mance Warner, I don't know what that is. That's what he does in the picture. He's like, it's kind of creepy. It's the dramatic pause. Is that it? I don't know. Demon Rex is in the chat. What is up? Hey, if you want to see a great movie, I recommend Anna and the Apocalypse. Is that one that's the musical? Because if it is, I don't know I dig zombie movies, but I don't know if I want to mix like musical and zombie with I don't know. I'm on the fence on that one. Like that one comedy that came out a few years ago. I didn't go see that one either. The one where, she's like fell in love with the zombie and that whole thing. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways. See, there's my ADD. I love my chat. My chat is like the best chat in the world. They come in and they're like, hey, did you hear about that new song from? And I'm like, oh yeah. And then I'll go and talk about music for like 5 minutes. Okay, back to wrestling now. You guys always get me. So, all right. So we got a rundown of the Supercard fight that's happening in just a few weeks. Would love to see the Heart Foundation at Impact Wrestling. I would like to see a cross promotion thing there. That'd be slick. How about OVE versus Heart Foundation? Chris Brothers and Sami Callihan versus Heart Foundation. Oh, yeah. Salivating at that one. Totally. So, Mance Warner's coming in. Excited about that. Like I said, I don't know what the hell that is, but we're going to find out. We also have the Almighty Sheik coming in. No, not the 80s golden era Sheik. No, not that one. This is the Almighty Sheik. He's a former NWA champ. Now, I know the lineage of the NWA championship over the course of the last 10 to 15 years might be a little blurrier for some, including myself. Like, I know Adam Pearce was champ, and I know Colt Cabana was champ. But surrounding that whole timeline beyond that is pretty fuzzy. I think you know what? I don't know. This guy might have done some time in Brew City Wrestling in Milwaukee, if I'm thinking of the same guy. I don't know how many Sheiks are rolling out there. This might be the same one. I'm not positive, but he looks a little familiar. And if it is, I think I actually had a beer with him once at an after show. Not sure. Anyways, we'll we'll find out. I'll have to do a little research on that one. So let's go over this card, and then we'll talk about the main event. Super Fight card, February 2nd, coming up in just a few short weeks, folks. Very exciting. Very excited about this. They're coming to the 2300 Arena in Philly, ECWville. Okay. A lot of people performing there now. Not just House of Hardcore. Yet Progress made a stop there last year. MLW is stopping there now. Ring of Honor's doing shows there now. So, I get the feeling once in a while like Tommy's kind of, hey, people are invading my space. But, I mean, it's not his place, It's not his place, but nonetheless, he's probably going to be there. In fact, I know he's going to be there. I think I just saw a match booked. It wasn't put in this video, but I'm pretty sure I saw it online. I'll talk about it in a second. So Super Fight card, February 2nd. Hart Foundation versus Lucha Brothers, Teddy Hart and Davey Boy Smith Jr. versus Pentagon and Phoenix for the MLW Tag Team Championships. Man, that's going to tear the house down. Seriously. Cannot wait to see that one. Simon Gotch versus AC Romero. AC baby. Love me some AC baby. I've seen him in the 2300 Arena before. Not personally. Not live. Not me. I haven't been there. But I've seen him at House of Hardcore shows. That was my introduction to him. That was my introduction to AC. So it'll be cool to see him back there, but for a different brand. It'll be cool. We got a bit of Lucha Underground invading here. We got Aerostar versus Ray Horace. That one is also going to tear the house down. We got a debut from Mance Warner. Is going to debut that weekend. Low Key versus Tom Lawler. That's been 7 months in the build, folks. Now, some people would look at that and be like, oh my God, would you kill the feud already? You got to remember when they did 40-Man Battle Riot 7 months ago, 40-Man Battle Riot? Yeah, that was when Tom oh my God. Cut him off. Dear God. Tom Lawler won Battle Riot, okay? Now, when you win that, it's like Money in the Bank. You can cash it in whenever you want. And we're waiting for months. Like, okay, when are you going to take advantage of this? And he announced it a month or two ago that he was going to do it in Philly. So now it's coming up. We're actually close to it now. But yeah, really looking forward to that. It's just been interesting watching Tom Lawler go through all these people while trying to get to the championship. Like Selena De La Renta's thrown all these people in front of Tom Lawler. It's February 2nd. It's really going to be something special. I mean, I'm digging it. I know not everybody, and it took me a while to jump on the bandwagon of Tom Lawler. It took a while. I'm not going to lie, but I kind of look at him like a Daniel Bryan. Similar, and I don't know if you get the similarity there. Kind of like an underdog and the world's coming down on him. That's kind of where I'm coming from. So yeah, looking forward to that. Main event, Freddie Ahai, fellow Team Filthy member, coming for some revenge. And also for the championship. Whoa, wouldn't it have been interesting if Freddie Ahai actually won the championship and then faces off against fellow Filthy member, Tom versus Fred? Wow. That'd be something, eh? But not in the cards for Freddie Ahai. I have missed Freddie Ahai. Oh, let me tell you. I became a big fan of Freddie Ahai while watching Flow Slam a couple years ago. And was it a couple years ago? It's like within the last couple of years, whenever I had Flow Slam over the course of about a year. And he was a big part of Evolve and a couple other brands that were floating around on Flow Slam. I can't remember exactly who. But, he was the FIP champ. That's what it was. So that was fun to watch. So, but yeah, and then within the last year or so, he left Evolve like a handful of other people have left. Okay, let me put a next to that. It's left and did not go to the WWE. Some people leave to the WWE or NXT like a lot of the cruiserweights did. Holy notifications, Batman. Oh, it's all New Japan. Okay. Had the quick check. Sorry. Blood Rain is in the chat. What is up? Did I miss any news? Because I heard a few people may be asking for their Connecticut slow dance company releases. Though I don't think that's confirmed. MLW is taking over. What's up, W? What is up? No, I didn't get to it yet. We're going to get to it in just a little bit. We're talking about the main event, and then we're going to segue into all the stuff that's going on because there's some hot stuff that people are talking about today. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. So, yeah, Freddie Ahai versus Low Key. Freddie Ahai just didn't have a chance. Low Key, I mean, I got to give props to Low Key. There are times when he does do horrible things, and I mean horrible things. Look, he shanked Conan for crying out loud with a thing. I don't know what. Oh, thank you. Thank you, W. But yeah, this one, he just kicked the snot out of Freddie Ahai, finished him off with a stomp to the back from the top rope. Oh my God. I know everybody's like, flying high on the whole Finn Balor, big coup de grace, big double stomp, but low key. But have you seen Low Key's? Low Key's good shit, man. I'm going to shed a tear when he loses his championship to Tom Lawler. Let me tell you that. And they keep talking about this 14, 15-year streak of not losing under the banner of MLW. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know how many matches that is total, but over the course of that many years, on and off with MLW, undefeated, that makes February, and that could be BS. I'd have to check. That could be a story, So I don't know. But as far as like this particular season or revival of MLW starting last spring till now, undefeated, crazy. Oh man. Brock Lesnar's going to tear Finn apart at the Rumble. Yeah, but you know what? At least Finn gets a chance, and he hasn't had a chance since he's been back. So, as much as I'm not excited about watching the Royal Rumble, I'm happy for him. because that's a storyline that's been just sitting blank for how many months now since he's been back? Yeah. Just reading some of the chat here. Sorry. You like what you hear. Thank you. If you're digging what you hear, man, smash that sub button, man. Smash it. And smash that like button. Hey, we got some likes. Awesome. We got 5 likes. Not crazy about the indies, but love hearing about them. Hey, you know what? And I'm not a big WWE guy, so that's what I take pride in talking about is MLW, Impact, the rise of the AEW now, Ring Warriors whenever it comes back, Lucha Underground if and when it ever comes back. Oh my God. The most patient wrestling fans in the world, the Lucha Underground fans. Speaking of Lucha Underground, actually, no, we'll get to that in a second. I said I was going to segue, and if we're going to segue, we got to segue properly. We're talking about MLW. Big news that came out within the last, 24 hours? It was yesterday afternoon, I believe. So the headlining match for the big MLW weekend during WrestleMania weekend, they had a big double show, April 4th and April 5th coming up. The big April 4th show, April 5th was the Battle Riot, the second Battle Riot. The April 4th show, the headlining match was Roosh versus LA Park. I was really, really looking forward to that because I'm hearing lots of positive things about it. They keep talking it up. The 2 Roosh matches I saw in MLW, super happy with. Like I said before in past reviews, he reminds me of a young, more vibrant, uncoked out Alberto El Patron. Don't get me started on that guy. But I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing, and I was really looking forward to that main event. Unfortunately, it ain't happening now. It ain't happening now. Why ain't it happening? I'll tell you why it ain't happening now. LA Park, WCW guy? Yes, that LA Park. Yes. So apparently, and it's, and like I've said, this is a very exciting time for professional wrestling. There is a hotbed of money being spent, as Vinnie Mac says, the money. A lot of money being spent right now on contracts. All these people getting signed up like mad. They're trying to protect their brand. They're trying to sign this guy, that guy. This guy's getting a contract. That guy's got did you hear about that guy got a contract over there? I don't know why, but he got a contract too. Roosh just got a contract, exclusive. They're all exclusive to chairman of the board. Oh, you're not talking about that chairman of the board. You're talking about the chairman of the board. Okay, I got you there. You're talking about LA Park. Gotcha. That's an old reference. That took me a second. I love me some old WCW. That took me a second. Roosh signed to Ring of Honor. Okay. So as upsetting as it is to see LA Park not fight, so why it's exciting is because Roosh and LA Park apparently have this ongoing feud for a long time in CMLL, okay, south of the border, down in Mexico. And I was like, oh, really? So, you know, if you hear that this feud's been going on for a while and now they're bringing it to another stage, that's kind of exciting. That always reminds me of, like, you know, hearing about the classic, oh, the Colt Cabana versus CM Punk got toured all over the Midwest before it hit boom and Ring of Honor started, and, you know, shit like that. That's always my reference to hearing about feuds like that. So, I know we're not talking about Punk today. I was thinking about it. I know some people get all fired up about Punk. Anyways, so yeah, I was looking forward to Roosh versus LA Park. I was like, oh wow, okay, I'm curious. Cool. That's they're headlining it. It's gotta be good, right? And it ain't happening now. So, hey, nonetheless, congrats to Roosh. Signed with Ring of Honor, which also brings up the whole Los Ingobernables. Did I pronounce that right? I think that's right. My Japanese is horrible. The Los Ingobernables. I'll give you a second on that one. Did you get it yet? Okay. I'm excited to see if they actually put what is, I guess, the original band back together, because that's how, like, Naito got his big pushes when he went down to Mexico and then came back to Japan or something. I think it happened something like that. I'm a little rusty on that, but I think that's how it happened. Oh, the chat's going nuts. Awesome to see. I'll read it all later. I'm not going to read it all right now because that's where my ADD goes absolutely bonkers. Los Ingobernables is Spanish. What? Ha ha ha. Yeah, okay, you got it. What? It's in Japan. How can it be Spanish? Oh, this guy. Yeah, I know. It's like a dad joke. So I wonder if they're gonna, like, you know, somehow through Ring of Honor get Roosh, Naito, and everyone, you know, on the same page to do a Los Ingobernables tour of the U.S. through Ring of Honor. I'd be very curious to see that. That'd be pretty dope. It'd be a great way to get the whole New Japan thing touring around the U.S. That'd be pretty sick. So at least, hey, that opportunity's there now. Right? So good for them. So in the meantime, what happens to the main event of April 4th, MLW's first of two shows? It's now LA Park versus, can we get a drum roll? Pentagon. And let me tell you why I'm not excited about that. What other show is happening on the 4th that means that Pentagon is probably not going to be a part of now? Impact Wrestling's show. So yeah, there's that. LA Park versus Pentagon is going to be great, but that also means, like I said, no Impact Wrestling Part 4. There's going to be no build up to that weekend. For example, last WrestleMania or WrestleCon weekend, we had Lucha Underground versus Impact Wrestling. That was so much fun. WrestleCon, Penta can do multiple shows. Oh, I'm sure he's doing multiple shows. The thing is, at this, the MLW show is not at WrestleCon. It's in that Melrose Ballroom They're doing 2 nights at the Ballroom in New York. And that one's empty. Thirsty tonight. Sorry. I usually warn people when I do that. I didn't this time. I'm sorry. So yeah, it's things are starting to come together. Announcements are starting to be made for WrestleCon weekend as far as appearances and whatnot. Have no clue what's going on with this Culture Clash show that they're doing with Impact's doing with HOG. Is that House of Glory? Something like that? I'm not real familiar with that one. Got to be an indie one on the East Coast, New York area. Not familiar with that. But I'm going to look into it, obviously, if they're going to be, working with them. So we'll see what happens. Well, at least Phoenix is likely to be free that weekend. Yeah, he's going to get snatched up quick, let me tell you. House of Glory. Well, Blood Rain's excited about it. All right. Now that you did that, and I'm opening up another beer myself. Well, there you go. Cheers, brother. Okay, so we segue from that into oh God, there's so many. I don't even know where the hell to start. Give me 2 seconds. There it is. Okay, so I wanted to find her statement that she put on here. Where is it? Where is it? Oh my God, where is it? It's got to be on here. Don't tell me she took it down. Did she take it down? Talking about Evilise. Don't tell me she took it down. Or was it an Instagram post? I really hate it when this happens. I know. He's so unprofessional. He should be better planned. Whatever. Give me uno momento, por favor. Here we go. It's got to be on here. Okay, here's the post. And there's a lot of stuff that's going because a lot of people in either reporting or in the scene are talking about this. Talking about Evilise from Lucha Underground. So excuse me while I'm away from my main screen and looking at the chat here. I'm going to quick read this. She tweeted out within the last couple days talking about Evilise from Lucha Underground. I've done everything in my power to avoid having to do this, but at this point, I literally have no other choice. For a bit over a year and a half, now I've been battling Lucha Underground to grant me my release. They've convinced me to do season 4 under the promise that I'd be released after the season concluded and was still unhappy. They currently are still refusing to do so. So despite having been told numerous times that they would, this has caused me an unbearable amount of grief for so long now. I really have no words to describe and don't know what else to do. Being legally held hostage while pro wrestling is booming, it is booming, is a matter not to be taken lightly, especially coming from someone who has dedicated their life to this work. It's everything to me. I am at my wit's end. So at this point, regardless what happens from here on out, at least my voice, or excuse me, at least my story is told. Then, and this is, I'm reading this off of ringsidenews.com. And then they go on to say that Pro Wrestling Sheet's Ryan Satin confirmed this by saying she's definitely not the only Lucha Underground wrestler who feels this way. From what I've heard, there's no rush on season 5 from all execs involved, and there's a stalemate over what the budget would need to be. Feels like they should allow releases if the season might not happen. Shane Strickland was able to recently get out of his Lucha Underground contract. He performed under the mask on Lucha Underground as Killshot. Joey Ryan stated, though, that he will be unable to perform for All Elite Wrestling due to his Lucha Underground contract. Because there's a lot of people that want and or assume he's going to go there. Then we got trolls in the chat saying, well, then you shouldn't have signed the contract, dummy. Hate fucking trolls. I really do. So, yeah, there's that. That's very upsetting. And I know that was a big thing if you guys watched the Matt's Masks and Mayhem podcast here on YouTube. Those are the 3 guys that are usually at the Lucha Underground shows and reviewing and reporting what they saw. They usually know a lot of behind the scenes stuff. They've had a lot of people from the show on with them. Good podcast. They haven't done anything in a while because that's all they do. I grabbed the wrong damn can of beer. Don't you hate that when you grab the empty can? I hate that. Well, then maybe you shouldn't have opened up a second one. Shut up. Shut up, I'm thirsty. So, yeah, she's... Oh, Blood Rain says she took it down. Okay. Maybe her manager told her to take it down. And it it sucks. I was mentioning their podcast because hey, Critical Sting is in the chat. What is up? I's back. Welcome back. They talked a lot about well, not a lot, but they touched on it. Eric Van Wagenen in one podcast appearance mentioned something to the effect of them starting to really ease up on the contracts, and if people are unhappy with their contracts, give them the chance to write them off, or finish a storyline, and that's fine. That's fine. There were a lot of people that got, axed off of this season. It was a crazy season of Lucha Underground. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was very different because there were so many deaths. It was like ridiculous, the amount of deaths, which just showed that was okay. There's a lot of people that wanted off the show. So they're starting a whole new chapter if and when they ever get season 5 off the ground. I'm starting to lose faith in the whole thing, unfortunately, And if you know my podcast, you know that I am one of the biggest supporters of Lucha Underground. I've been reviewing them since day one. And that's going on, 5 years ago? Between 4 and 5 years ago, 4 seasons ago. Great show. Great show. So different. Tremendous writers. Insane talent. Tremendous talent. But, people forget. It's a Hollywood product. It's not like booking a wrestling show. Yeah, there is that involved. But it's a Hollywood show. It's, is it making a profit? Yeah. Well, it's on the El Rey Network, and that has a very, limited amount of people watching it. It's aimed at, guys like my age that like, kung fu and goofy old sci-fi shit and what the hell is it called? Grindcore Studio, whatever, sci-fi, gore, horror stuff, whatever. I don't know. It's not a big. Oh, and all the crazy Godzilla kaiju movies. There's that too. But I don't see that as being like a huge audience, I mean, yeah, there are a lot of people out there my age that like that stuff, but how many people are going out of their way to go to the El Rey Network and watch it? They were getting max like between 100 to 200,000 views per episode, and I don't think they were even getting half of that season 4. Unfortunately, it's great stuff. It's unique, but and the Netflix deal is gone now. That sucks. Can't go on Netflix and watch it. So yeah, I really feel for the people that are stuck in their contracts. Guys like Jeff Cobb, they're in Ring of Honor now. They're happy. They're out. They're out and about. They're wrestling all over the place. Shane Strickland got out. Ricochet got out. Callahan's everywhere, but he's not on anything major. So like, I know he's signed to Impact Wrestling, but I don't even know if he could go to AEW because I think he's still signed. I'm not sure. I know he came back for this last season, died, and then came back to life as Jeremiah Snake, which was kind of goofy, but yet awesome at the same time. So I don't even know. I mean, if you died and didn't come back by the end of the season, okay, and or you walked away, we know you're gone. Sayonara. But for the people that didn't get killed off, which there's a good amount, what is their future? When's the show coming back? I know there are some shows that are really freaking pokey and don't come back for over a year. Hell, look at Disney. I'm not a big HBO Game of Thrones guy, but haven't people been waiting for that for freaking ever? The last season, like well over a year. Same thing, same but different. Obviously same situation, different show. I get it, They should kill off some of the WWE guys. Did you actually just say bring back Solomon Crow to NXT? LOL, JK. Okay. That's funny. That is funny. I am one person who was very excited about seeing Solomon Crow in NXT, and it just, oh my God. They overthunk it. They totally overthunk. There's a thunk. They overthought it. They totally, they tried way too hard. It's like, did you guys not watch his CZW Dragon Gate shit? Did you guys not see that? Oh my god. What else? Okay, so we talked to Evil East, Lucha Underground. Oh. Catching up on the chat here real quick. Did PJ Black get out of his contract because he just signed with ROH? I don't know. I know he's been on a few ROH shows. I don't know if he's signed. I didn't hear anything official on that. But I know there are some Lucha Underground guys showing up on ROH shows. Like okay, I know Jeff Cobb is legit. Luchasaurus showed up recently too. He was killed off. So that one I'm like, okay, he got killed off. He's gone. Luchasaurus. That guy has actually become a really decent wrestler. And if you guys don't know the story behind that, of all people, don't laugh at it. It's legit. John Morrison trained him and turned him into a decent big man wrestler. Melissa Santos saying could be a spoiler, though. We're not sure. She did backstage stuff at the Mexico tapings, apparently. She's in with Impact Wrestling. I'm excited for that. But see, Impact Wrestling has a deal with AAA, like a talent exchange thing. And Dorian owns Lucha Underground / AAA. So that's where that whole thing is like, okay. Do you think AJ Lee will join AEW? Only if Punk goes. Don't get me started on that either. But that's my only comment on that for now. Sanity was originally supposed to be Callahan, Sawyer, and another Ohio guy. Oh, could be. ROH done went WWE mode. Yeah, I mean, Sinclair owns Ring of Honor, and they're oh, I'll tell you what they did. They went Oprah. They went Oprah on contracts. You get a contract. You get a contract. You get a contract. I mean, PCO got a contract. Brody King got a contract. Roosh got a contract. Haskins got a contract. Bandito got a contract. I mean, think about it. This ain't rocket science. I'm not a math guy, but think about it. If you have all the elite guys leaving, that frees up a good chunk of change. Because I tell you what, the Bucks didn't come at a cheap price. You know, Cody didn't come at a cheap price. I don't know what some of like the lower guys on the elite status, like Hangman or Marty, are earning, but it's got to be decent. You know, they're worth something. So yeah, those guys are all leaving, and you know Marty's going to leave in a handful of months. Well, nothing's confirmed, but you like to assume that he's going to join his boys, okay? I don't think he's going to follow his woman. And for those of you who don't know, his woman just got signed a few months ago to WWE. That was Deonna Purrazzo, who was supposed to be at All In and couldn't do the show because she got signed to WWE. All right. Villain Enterprises, hell yeah. Sinclair supposedly paid for Cody's contract. I would not doubt that in the slightest. All right, so we talked about Ivelisse, talked about Roosh. Let's talk about I gotta warm up here. Hang up. me. Here's to the greatest. I can't hit the damn note. I'm trying to think of the lyrics and hit the notes to Mike Kanellis, his song. It's one of the greatest entrances of a. I was, shedding a tear as I was listening to it right before I went live, just like, oh my God, I haven't heard this song in such a long time. It's such a good song. I'd play it, but then I'd get copyrighted, and I can't do that. So news came out that Mike Kanellis and Maria, his wife, their kid is so damn cute. He really is. I want to play something, so I'm going to unplug this. I don't know how this is going to affect the audio, but we're going to try this. Hang on a second. All right, so news came out that Mike Kanellis and Maria Kanellis asked for their releases recently. And they're also, as of very recently, just started selling t-shirts on ProWrestlingTees.com again. Very interesting. I don't know how the deal goes between contracted people and selling stuff. Like, I know Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens Steen have stores on there still, I believe. Not positive, but I'm pretty sure they do. But I know Mike Kanellis and Maria reopened their store. Now, as far as I know, Mike has not confirmed this, even though I'm believing this. So I'm going to call it legit, because I know they've been unhappy. But right before I went live, actually not right before I saw this right before I went live. A few hours ago, Mike Kanellis posted this on Twitter. I hope this comes through on the audio. Just check this out.
What's up, guys? Today I want to talk to you about something, a little thing called self-doubt. We all have it. Hell, I have a lot of it. That's probably one of the biggest reasons why I became addicted to drugs, because I had the lowest self-esteem ever. I had no confidence, and anytime somebody doubted me, I let it get right in here, into my head. Don't let anyone tell you what you're worth. Own your self-worth. You know what you're worth, and own that crap. People are going to try to get into your head, and they're going to try to tell you you can't do something. And why is that? It's real simple, because people like to project their shortcomings onto you. People look at you and they say, well, I couldn't possibly see myself doing that, so there's absolutely no way that you could do it. Bull crap. Do it. Own your life. Own your goals. Follow the process. Process over outcome. Know your self-worth, because you know what? If you don't know your self-worth and respect yourself, nobody else will.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's Mike Kanellis. That's his most recent post on, or one of his most recent posts on Twitter. Starts out with, own your self-worth. Now, I don't know about you. But to me, that sounds like a man that just got his cojones back and just kicked a door off of some hinges as he was leaving someplace. Think on that for a second. If you guys have not been following Mike Kanellis lately, and I realize it's difficult if you're not going out of your way to, because he's never on TV. I know he recently, I heard he came back to 205 Live, and I was like, hey, great. Finally, they found his niche. Throw him on 205 Live. They need new faces anyways. Great. I'm reading the chat. You guys crack me up. The brain fart. My bad. What the hell was I going to say? See, I get distracted by the chat, and I'm like, and then I completely blow brain cells. Oh, so he shows up on 205 Live, and I was happy for him. I was like, hey, okay, he's 205 and or less. They need new faces. Boom, put him on there. Great. No, that was you, Fritz. Just kidding. Yes, thank you. But so as soon as he got to WWE back in 2017, now this goes back a little over a year. And this, I know it's like when you, like I said, when you haven't seen someone in a while, things get a little fuzzy. It's like, oh yeah, they came in. As soon as they came in, they did like the promos, the big entrance theme, which like I said, which I just thought was like amazing at the time. I loved it. I'm a big sucker for big booming sound 80s, 90s hair metal ballad shit. Okay. That's what I grew up on. That was my high school. That's how I survived, was that kind of stuff back then. So I get that. I was like, oh, I love it. I can play that a billion times a day, and that's my shit. So they brought him in, and then it seemed like it's like literally weeks after they brought him in, they did this big thing where, oh, and this was legit. He put himself in rehab. They took him off of TV. They did this thing where he, like, it was like a down home real thing where he was talking to the camera and talking about his drug abuse and getting healthier. It was something to that effect. It was some like a real camera thing that they stuck on YouTube. And just him being real, completely transparent with the audience. And then that was the last we saw. And then shortly after that, she had Aaron Check, you cracked me the hell up. Winner of the talent search. Thank you. I'd like to thank my sponsor, Ham's Beer, for helping me make me so damn entertaining and starter through all my. Yeah, I'm not winning. I'm not winning this, guys. So he went into rehab. At the same time he went into rehab, Maria Kanellis is pregnant. Okay. So Mike's getting healthier, leaner, cleaned up. So happy for him. And I come from a family that has suffered from drug and alcohol abuse. So whenever I hear shit about like that, I take that to heart. You know, I don't just from, the back row do the golf clap. No, that shit hits me. That I'm, like when Kurt got clean, I followed that like a hawk. His vlogs and stuff he was doing about, finding religion and staying clean, being a family man, and taking a break from the road and wrestling and everything. I followed that like a hawk. I felt that. That was real, And so I was really happy for Mike. You look at where Mike was 2 years ago, and you look at him now, holy shit. I mean, he's got abs like Finn Balor abs. My God. The guy is incredible, in incredible shape. There's no reason why that dude shouldn't have a title right now. I'm not saying looks gets you a title. I'm saying the guy is talented. He looks like $1 million. He should be on TV. Period. End of subject. Wasting away. As soon as they sent him to rehab, completely fucking forgot about him. So sad. I mean, I'm glad that they helped him with that. Obviously, it was a WWE sponsored rehab, but then after that, it was just nothing. I read a thing before I went live that said he was on SmackDown 4 times in the last 2 years. 4 times. Hello. I mean, come on. This is stupid. So, start the speculation. Obviously, nothing's been, is he going to get his release? We don't know. I want him and his family to be happy. I personally believe since his Ring of Honor days, I know he's talented. I know he's worth something. And I want to see him make a big comeback. And he hasn't had that opportunity. And so yeah, this is the perfect example, and I'm going to get to the next one. I know you guys are like, talk about the revival. We're getting to the revival in a minute, because I believe that's the last one I was going to talk about, and then we're going to get out of here. Canellis is talented, and if you don't know, because you haven't seen him on WWE television in 2 years, go look up some of his Ring of Honor stuff. Go look that up. You won't be disappointed. It's what made me a fan of the Kanellis family. I mean, I'm not going to sit and talk about Maria Kanellis. I was never a huge fan of hers. She's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Incredible valet. Ring skills, I don't know. I know she did some in-ring work. Right before they left Ring of Honor, and obviously some in the WWF back in the day. Or was it WWE then? I forget. That wasn't that long ago. Late 2000s? Was it 10 years ago? Was it that long ago? God, I forget. Anyways. So yeah, I hope he's happy. I know some opinions are, if he does get his release, hope he goes to Ring of Honor. Some assume AEW. I know a lot of the frustrated people in WWE who want out of their contract are looking at AEW like, is it real? Is there a place for me there? Could I be happy there? I mean, I can only imagine what goes through these wrestlers' minds who are frustrated. And you know what? We can't assume anything. Here's the funny thing. Imagine how many people, now this may sound weird, but it's true. It's got to be true. Imagine how many people work for WWE, hide out in catering, just earning a paycheck, and don't give 2 shits if they're on TV. There are people like that. I'm not going to name any names, but they're there. And it certainly sounds like the Canellises are not part of that group. Another tag team. Here it comes. I'm starting to see all the names pop up. Critical Sting, EC3 debuts in a jobber segment. Mike Bennett is MIA. Lashley is irrelevant even as a champion. Bobby Roode is stuck in beatingless tag team. Amen. Samoa Joe hasn't won a title on Raw or SmackDown. Why do you think I don't watch? It's just a bunch of drowning talent. I mean, okay. Am I curious about the Andrade CM Almas versus Rey Mysterio match that everybody is absolutely salivating about? Yes, I'm curious. And damn, Ray's gear looks pretty slick. I'm not gonna lie. I saw the gifs, I saw the pics. Those guys, in my just hearing that off the top of my head, because they've done a couple matches now, I think. This is the second one. They should do a best of like 5 or 7 series. And the winner gets to headline something. You know, they should do some hot shit like that. Or what's another opinion I heard about that? Oh, they should face each other in a best of 5 and then hug it out and then start the LWO 2.0. I was like, oh, don't forget that Lucha House Party. Better bring those guys along too. Anyways, hey, don't get me wrong. I'm not shitting on them. They're all talented guys. I'm just not a fan of the WWE right now. AJ Styles to AEW would be cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That would be. Like I said at the end of last year, the next 2 years are going to be very, very interesting. You think this contract frustrated wrestler shit is hot right now? Oh, give it a few months. Give it a few months. I'm going to be covering all of it. Your head's going to freaking spin. It's going to be hilarious. Oh, God. Blood Rain, you are brutal. Joe sucks Vince's balls. He said the money be good. Oh, you guys. Mandy Rose or Scarlett Bordeaux? Psh, Scarlett Bordeaux, dude. Scarlett Bordeaux all day. I think Mrs. J-Bone is sleeping. Scarlett Bordeaux. Yes, I'm very curious about the talent search too. Now, last but certainly not least, let's talk about shit. Let's talk about that tag team. Got a quick. Oh, thank you, Demon Rocks, for the Anna and the Apocalypse video in my notifications here. I was like, what is that? Oh, okay. Yeah, we were talking about that for a second there, weren't we? Oh, hey. Well, that's a nice little follow. Okay. Shit. What was I looking up? Oh, yeah. Oh, my brain. Dear God. Okay. So the Revival, okay, asking for release. This originally came from Ross Sapp at Fightful.com. I mean, everybody's been talking about this, but this came from Sean Ross Sapp. Now, here's where this gets interesting. Everyone, and I mean everyone, is reporting this as factual. And this is where this makes me mad. Everybody's like, oh, yeah, they asked for their release. No, we don't know. Okay? We don't know. This is where you got to start like really reading this shit. Because like I said, 90% of the stuff that comes out as news is speculation. And I'll give Sean credit for this. He said on Twitter, below his article, said, let me be very clear. Excuse me. Let me be very clear. I'm not saying Revival asked for their release. Okay? I wasn't involved in that conversation. People in the WWE think they want out or are finishing up, but bridges can be rebuilt. This is what I was talking about, the little conversation I had with Sean. I replied with, I love how all these sheets look at this to be actual facts. Thank you for stating this because it's too damn funny what people have done with this today. I think I'll start one with the Usos. Wink emoji. Sean replied, yeah, don't do that because that's not what I did. We don't make up shit. I vet our sources and make sure they're legit. Generally, the first time they're giving me news, generally the first time they're giving me news, I don't report it. This one has over a dozen times. And I replied with, I respect that. I like your work. I just crack up at the rest of social media. Props to you and your team. So, but yeah, I joke about that shit all the time and saying, oh my God, I'm going to start a rumor about this. I'm going to start a rumor about that. Look at all these rumors floating around. And then, oh no, it's the truth. No, it's bullshit. At least Sean said, okay, I'm hearing a lot of people in the WWE talk about this, but we don't know if it's true or not. At least he said that. So I will give him all the credit in the world for that. You know, he didn't say, oh, they asked. I mean, if you look at any article, it all starts out with the Revival asked for their release and then goes into all the bullshit. Oh, no, they didn't really ask for their release. It's like, it's just frustrating. Goldberg. Yeah. Okay. Now that's an interesting thing because if you listen to, let's finish talking about the Revival first. Then we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, it's no surprise. We all know, whoever's been reading shit about the Revival, they've had a bit of a rough road. They've had some injuries, unfortunately, some horribly timed injuries. I can't remember who had what injury. One of them had this injury, took him out of the loop for several months to a year, came back, all right, now let's go Revival. Boom. Another injury, took him out of the loop for another half year to a year, whatever it was. Now they're back and they're healthy. But once you get like X amount of injuries, they stop giving a shit about you. Oh, he's accident prone. Fuck him. Just put him on main event or, you know, the dark matches, whatever. This is why they haven't done shit with Ziggler. Ziggler had a few concussions over the last handful of years. He had that one critical concussion right when he became champ, unfortunately. Took that right away from him. He couldn't even defend it properly, from what I remember. You know, and that was the highlight of his career. Taking it away from Alberto El Patron. Boom. Concussion. Done. Great. Thanks. So yeah, there's a number of people you can see that have been shit on from the WWE from a fan's point of view. And I say that because sometimes there's reasons that we don't know about, you know, injuries, politics, attitudes, this, that, the other thing, you know? Why is it my favorite on TV? It's very frustrating. Trust me. When I was big on the whole Aries thing a couple manias ago, got to be a part of WrestleMania against Neville. Great. Mania. He's finally going to win. Don't even get me started on that. I was so pissed. And that was the beginning of his exit. So yeah, this is going to be a very telling time for the WWE. It seems like they're desperately trying to do stuff right now to catch the viewer's eye, like the Alexa Bliss unrobing is like a big thing that everyone's doing a hot take on right now. Had no place on the show. Completely, like, what did they say? Shoehorned in. Some say it's a ripoff of Scarlet Bordeaux. I don't know who said that. Oh, did I say that? It's like, okay, Scarlet Bordeaux is a character that they are building on Impact Wrestling. It's not just gratuitous sex for no reason. Okay? She's going to be a valet for someone. It's going to be something big. And they've just been building this beautiful character that's edgy. She's sexy. I have no clue who they're going to pick for her. I'm really looking forward to it. We're supposed to find out tomorrow night. Aaron Jack, it's 5:24 over here in the UK. Well, good morning to you. Or is it good evening? I think it's morning. I'm horrible at time. So yeah. Nothing, like I said, just remember, folks, nothing's confirmed with the revival. It's people are talking about it though. That's the thing. That's what almost confirms it. But considering how they're being treated now that they're back and they're healthy, yeah, it's frustrating. And if you listen to their last promo that they did on Monday, or was it after the fact or whatever, whenever they cut it, either on the show or after the fact on YouTube, yeah, that's telling. It sounds pretty real. So the frustration is real. The smoke hoe. My wife loves Scarlet Bordeaux. No, she doesn't. She hates her. She really does. She's like, there's the prostitute. I was like, wow. She is a good wrestler. Believe it or not. For those of you who have not seen her, she is a good wrestler. Oh, but yeah. Want to just drop a quick thing. If you guys have not heard Chris Jericho's latest podcast and talking about his journey from WWE to New Japan to AEW, it's very telling, very honest, very cool. You should go check it out. Mrs. J want to behave herself. She does. Mrs. J-Bone is great. She just doesn't give a shit about any of the wrestling I watch. She used to. She doesn't anymore. Because I took away her WWE network. She wasn't thrilled about that. Oh well. Had to trim the budget. But yeah, go check out Chris Jericho's latest podcast. Very telling on how he, even had a contract situation offer from Impact Wrestling, and AEW won out because he just wanted to do something different, So in the long run, I think it was actually more between like Impact and AEW than WWE and AEW, because at least with Impact, he would have had more freedom to do all the other things that he wants to do on his terms. The rock and roll cruise, the touring, all that stuff, you know? Get her New Japan World. Yeah, she's not going to be interested in that. GWN. Well, I have GWN. I watch the stuff on there. So, you mentioned, okay. So, segueing from Chris Jericho to Goldberg, they have the same agent, Barry Bloom, which is why people think Goldberg's going to go. So it's like, once you know that Jericho's in, and because Barry Bloom told Jericho to have a meeting with Tony Khan, if Barry Bloom told Jericho to have a meeting with Tony Khan, you can damn well imagine that Barry Bloom told Goldberg to have a meeting with Khan. And if you want to hear something funny, listen to last week's podcast of X-Pac talking to Tony Khan about Goldberg. He completely gets like flustered and starts and all over the place talking about Goldberg. And long story short, after the whole 5-minute spiel on Goldberg, he's like, yeah, we've talked, but we haven't offered him, or we haven't signed anything official. So it's like, oh, okay. They're talking. I can't believe like the sheets aren't like, oh my God, they're talking. 15,000 articles. Goldberg is signed to AEW. Print it. What about Hogan? No. You're so silly. Hogan is back. Yeah. If Goldberg does go, would it be so interesting to? It would be so interesting to see how they'd use him. Yeah, I don't want to assume anything. I don't want to assume anything that they're going to use with any like legendary people on the roster. Like, okay, Goldberg signed. Oh, they're going to make Goldberg the first AEW champ. I would not assume that. I would assume more. Oh God, you know what? I'd really have to like think about that for a minute. He's a larger than life character, not the greatest promo guy. You got to kind of keep it simple with Goldberg. Keep it real and keep it simple with Goldberg. But he's still in incredible shape, and he's a larger than life presence. So like maybe a GM role or a managerial role towards someone. I don't know. I can't imagine. Maybe a one-off match. I don't know. I don't want to assume anything. It's hard to tell. Goldberg's very unique. You know, he's very different from Brock. Brock is just a piece of shit. Anyways, lazy. I love Goldberg, so I'm a WCW guy. And that's when I started tuning in then. So I was like, oh, yeah. I got into that. Kevin Nash? No. Oh, let's look into the chat a little more and then we'll get out of here. CM Punk is the first champ. Oh, man. That's a subject. I'm sure they've talked to him. Don't tell me they haven't talked to him. I'll tell you what. I'll say this one thing. If CM Punk is going to get back into wrestling, this is his last shot. If he takes an opportunity from anyone, and let me tell you, Vince ain't going to offer him jack shit, no matter how desperate he is. Actually, I shouldn't say that because he might be, depending on how stuff goes over the next couple of years with AEW. But I don't want to assume anything. You can't predict the future on all this crazy hype. But if Punk is going to entertain an offer from anyone, he's friends with the Bucks. Not so much with Cody, from what I've heard. But that could have been just a little riff in the locker room. I think some people blow it out of proportion. They take stuff out of context and go, oh, they hated each other. Yeah, I doubt that. You got a billionaire talking, you're going to listen. Don't tell me you're not going to listen. So, yeah, there's going to be an offer there. Brian Firth is in the chat. Hey, man. What's up? CM Punk is better than Cody. Well, yeah, they're very different. And CM Punk is very rusty, though. You better dust some of that. I think he's still in good shape from his MMA training. But yeah, I always considered CM Punk one of the greatest over the last 10 to 15 years. Put that time frame in there. I consider CM Punk being one of those guys. Khan could pay me a few million to sit in the crowd and go, rah, rah. I would, but I'd still be an Impact fan. Hey, you could be both. You could be both. It's too early to tell what AEW is going to do. They got a lot more shit up their sleeve. People just got to be patient. They're going to roll out stuff sporadically. They're going to do the first big event. We'll get the card set over the course of the next couple months. Oh, it's in May. So things will start really getting exciting around Mania. We'll probably have a full card by Mania. That's my guess. Might have a guest on the TV. I don't know. Wrestlers are best in their 40s. Well, that's the ones. Okay, if you're looking at guys like Jericho, Christopher Daniels, Kazarian, those guys, yeah. There's a very small amount of people in that age group that you could look at and be like, boom, that's money. Not everybody going into that age group can say, I'm the best. No, you can't. But yes, in general, I agree with that statement. It's just, you got to pick it apart. Think Punk would do great on his return? Yeah, man. Like I said, it's going to be an interesting year. I can't assume anyone at this point, but it's been interesting so far. Who they got, bunch of ROH guys, some hot indie guys with some buzz behind them. It's almost starting to feel like a cross between a WCW and an ECW, kind of sort of thing. But obviously with better money management in the long run. Impact took a year to start, so it takes time. Yeah, people want a TV deal 5 minutes ago. This shit don't happen overnight. They're talking about it. You got to build a company. You can't just throw the Bucks and Cody out there and be like, hey, we got a show. No, you can't just do that. You got to build. You got to put a roster together. You got to get some writing under your belt. It takes time, people. People got to be patient. Got to let that shit simmer. Bringing back the pyro. Hell yeah, they're bringing back pyro. Did you see the rally? Jeez Louise. And they set off all that shit right across the street from Vinnie Mac, too. You want to hear something funny? Listen to Chris Jericho's take on the whole pyro thing, being across the street from Vinnie Mac. That's some funny shit. Kind of eye-opening, too. What do you think of Jungle Boy? I don't know. I'm just literally learning about Jungle Boy over the course of this last month. I was like, whoa, Luke Perry has a kid and he's a wrestler? That's interesting. Andre Corbeil just featured some stuff that happened in Hart Family Wrestling, whatever the company is. And Jungle Boy was up there. He's going to be featured up in Canada for a while, I guess, or something. So go check out Andre Corbeil's channel. He'll fill you in on that. Supposed to have a match with someone from the Hart Foundation. I think Teddy Hart. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. This one podcaster says AEW is TNT or TBS bound. Not likely. That huge a network. Well, yeah, it could be. It could very well be. If they're talking to Time Warner, that's their stuff, TNT and TBS. And it's just funny because wrestling hasn't been on there in a long time, but there is history there. But that's a lifetime ago. You know, people say, oh, yeah, well, it's, you know, they didn't care about wrestling back then. They're going to shit on it now. It's completely, I mean, that was over 20 years ago. You think those people are still running that company? Hell no. None of them are still around anymore. This is a lifetime ago. Completely different timetable. It's a different world now. TV was so different back then. There was no social media. None. Some dude named JD. He's from New York. Oh, I heard about him. I don't follow him, but I've heard of him. I've heard of Sean's View, but I don't follow him. WGN. Hey, they did pretty good with the whole pre-show, the 0 hour for All In. So, yeah, I think you got to put that in the same conversation. TNT airs NBA on Tuesdays. Yeah, well, we're talking about like close to a year away for TV as it is. Or did once. Yeah, I heard about Sean's View and his dick. But on that great note, let's get out of here. Because you ain't going to see my penis on here ever. Hell no. Thank you. Yeah, see, the second beer's almost gone. So that's my sign to get out of here. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. I really rambled on this one. But we covered a lot of stuff. We covered the MLW, which we love. We covered some hot news on Roosh. Some talk on Lucha Underground and Ivelisse. Hope the best for her. Hope they let her go, because if there ain't going to be season 5, just let them free. Let them free. Talked about some rumored and confirmed cases of wanting out of their contracts from the WWE. All sorts of stuff. So thank you. I'm kind of long-winded tonight, but thanks for sticking around. For those of you who did, I will be back. What is today? Wednesday? Tomorrow? Thursday? Who the hell is that? Yes, it's Wednesday. Dear God. No, thank you, Brian, for hanging out. And if you're not subbed already, smash that sub button, smash that like button, and ring that bell for notifications so let you know when more of my content hits your screen. We'll be back tomorrow night for some hot Impact news stuff. We'll find out who wins that talent search. It's so me. It's not me. We'll see you tomorrow night, guys. Take care.